In this video, I will answer and also help you answer one of the hardest, if not the hardest, Scrum Master interview question. I got this question in the past. I've also asked this question tons of times. And up to now, I didn't really get a good answer. So let's read the question together and also answer it together. Your organization has a deeply ingrained delivery at all costs culture where leadership believes Agile is merely a means to accelerate output. Key stakeholders prioritize meeting rigid timelines over actual customer satisfaction or business outcomes. As a Scrum Master, you see teams burning out with quality suffering and little real value being delivered. Your task is to shift leadership's mindset to value customer outcomes over this delivery at all costs mindset. But you've already faced resistance, even skepticism from the executive level. How would you initiate a radical change in perspective, sustain it over time, and ensure that teams aren't penalized for prioritizing quality and value over speed? Why is this question hard? Ask yourself. The way I see it, it's clear you are in an environment where you're applying agility. Already applied agility. But there's this delivery at all costs mindset. I've seen that countless times in many organizations. Applying agility, maybe Scrum, Kanban, to some teams, the top management, the executive level. Traditional mindset. Delivery at all costs mindset. They tell you they value the customer, but if you look at their actions, it's all about meeting dates, rigid timelines, delivery. You, as a Scrum Master, you need to change that. Shield the teams also. Shift this mindset from delivery at all costs to customer first, value first. It's a hard thing to do. It's something that takes months in the best case scenario and years in the worst case scenario. How do you answer this question? First, I would start with getting some data. You really need data here. I'm assuming, let's make it as simple as possible. I'm assuming here that you have product development teams with product owners, Scrum Masters, developers, QAs, designers, and all that. So survey these teams. The number one question you need to ask, do they believe they are prioritizing customer value versus delivery at all costs and speed? Do they believe they have the option, they have the decision-making power to provide realistic timelines? They are estimating, they are providing realistic timelines. They are not being forced to meet unrealistic deadlines. Are they in a psychologically safe environment? Are they self-managed? Do they have decision-making power? Can they decide what to build, how to build it, who builds it, and by when to build it? And we already know, once you get the data will show, because it's in the question itself, the data will show they are being forced to follow rigid timelines. They are being forced to deliver at all costs over customer value. Yeah, obviously they are providing value to the customer. I'm sure they are putting things to the market that are valuable to the customer, but that was never the priority. At any time, at any point in the project or anything they are delivering, if they need to make a choice between meeting a timeline, unrealistic timeline, delivery at all costs, versus actually building something that the customer will want, what do you think they will pick? It's in the question itself. They will always pick delivery. And the data, when surveying all these teams, product owners, managers even, stakeholders, sponsors, you will realize that the focus was never customer. You can't have everything. You can prioritize both delivery, quality, customer. That's fine. It can all be a priority, but there needs to be a ranking in terms of priority also. Everything can't be ranked number one in terms of priority. Because what do you do when there's conflicting things happening and you need to make a decision? What do you do when we already committed on a timeline with management, but then you realize from customer feedback that you need to increase the scope? What do you do? Prioritize customer or prioritize management? So get the data first. And second, use this data to convince everyone in the teams. The teams need to be convinced, especially maybe the tech leads, engineering leads, product owners, product managers, especially product managers and product owners, they need to be convinced that we are not going into the right direction in terms of priorities. If they are not convinced that their priority as a product owner is customer satisfaction, customer value, because I've seen that countless times also. Product owners, product managers, product chapters that believe that their priority is meeting timelines. They are product owners and their priority is meeting timelines. Use the data to really convince them and make them realize what's their goal, what's the purpose of their role, what are they trying to achieve? Customer value, maximizing customer value. And once they are convinced, you move on to the next step. You can't move on to the next step. You can't fix this issue if these people are not convinced because they are doing their role wrong. They need to fix this issue. They need to prioritize customer satisfaction, maximizing value. They can't do their role now. They need to truly understand that we are here to maximize value and they need to see this culture in this organization as a problem. And you as a Scrum Master can help them fix it, not fix it for them. Step number 3, you start engaging stakeholders. You already have product owners behind you. You already have people from tech leads, engineering leads behind you. You start engaging with stakeholders and you start working with stakeholders that you know want to prioritize customer satisfaction or are open to listening to you. These are some powerful stakeholders, maybe managers of departments in your organization that can help you reach your goal. Convince them. Use the data. And once you convince that, you move on to the next step. You can't move on to the next step. Again, it's a sequence. It's a sequence of events. You move on to the next step. And what's the next step? Executive level, top management. You have the backing of everyone. You're ready. You have data to prove it, to prove that we are not going into the right direction. Because at the end of the day, the executive level, management, they want profits, right? How do we get profits? Customers. If you tell them with data, proof, being backed up by product owners, product managers, stakeholders, managers of departments, telling them that we are not maximizing value. We are doing things that customers don't like right now. We are delivering things that are not being used by the customer. Obviously, they will listen because it's impacting the profits of the team and their bonus and the shareholders and the directors of the organization. That's how you do it. That's how I would answer this question, step by step. A sequence. You can't fix this alone as a Scrum Master. I've seen many Scrum Masters. The answer is they fix it alone. No, you need to make these other roles in the organization because you have people that are already tasked in maximizing value. These people need to fix this. You can help them, you can guide them, you can get the data for them, but you need to persuade them that what they are currently doing right now is not what they are supposed to do, because what they are supposed to do is maximizing value. And remember, when talking to management, data is important. Also come with metrics that you need to measure. Maybe they are already measuring, I'm sure that they are already measuring product management metrics, delivery at all cost metrics, timelines, deadlines. Come with the other data. NPS, CSAT, customer satisfaction data. Show that it's wrong. Show that it's not good. There's so much potential to improve. Survey customers and use this data to get their buy-in. And once you have their buy-in, you come up with a plan with the help of all the product owners, all the tech leads to shift this mindset. Then you start working with the teams. You don't make this mistake of going with the teams first and trying to tell them to maximize value, focus on maximizing value. When management is telling them to focus on delivery, it doesn't make any sense. That's a trap. Applying Agile to teams only. No, start with management first and then you go to teams. And the teams part is easy. Shifting this mindset with developers, team members, that's easy. I have 300 videos on my YouTube channel teaching you how to do that. What I suggest is clicking on the video that stands out the most on the screen right now. And I'll see you in a few seconds.